Okay, hey everyone. So here's an update of where I'm at here. Okay, so basically, I did some digging after Martin. You and I spoke about thinking about how long it would take to build out each category, and I really started to dig into this to think about how many options are there actually. So if you think about this and just follow my train of logic here, so if I'm a person and I want to select baby cards, and I could select A and B, A and D, A and C. I could select B and C, B and D, D and B, D and C. I could select a lot of different variable options, right? Now, unfortunately in Typeform, they don't make it easy for this to happen. So right now what I've built is just if you want to pick one card, and that card is specifically a Life is Beautiful card, these are the questions you have to answer. We would need 4 of those questions. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as copying this. You have to put in individual jump logic for each one. Now that's just for 4 individual cards. If we would like different mixes and matches to buy multiple cards, that is what number 5 is. Number 5 is the Life is Beautiful card and the Yeah Baby blue card. But it's just those 2 options. So see what I mean? It's either just buy 1, which is in there right now, Life is Beautiful card, or buy 2, but only Life is Beautiful and Yeah Baby card. It's not as simple as just building it so that it's like, yeah, just buy 1, any of the ones, and you'll fill out the questions, no problem. Or buy 2, any of the 2, and you'll just fill out the questions, no problem. You have to build out each of them kind of, it's almost individually, separately. So I build out the 2 options together. I build out 1 option at a time, 3 options together, or all 4. If all 4 are being purchased, that's a totally different option. You need more questions. Now this is just one category. So imagine now how many options. Think about all those options that I just said, those 15 of them. Now imagine those being multiplied across these different categories. If I pick from here to here, from here to here, D and B together, D and C. So it's too much. It's too much to build this Typeform. It already told me if I'm at 100 fields, it slows down, doesn't work well. It's just flat out, I really don't recommend going down this route any further. I think what you've done is amazing. You figured out the process you need. You've definitely figured out the process you will need if you choose later on to have a developer. You know exactly what you want, because this is like what they do, building the back end of a website. But so what can we do instead? Because this needs to be more efficient. You don't want to pay hours and hours and hours for me to build all these forms, and I want you to have something reasonable for Saturday for that focus group. So here is what I'm proposing. It's not all bad news, I swear. Okay, let's go to the baby cards. Take a look here. Basically, you can go into the product on Squarespace, which I'm sure you've seen before, and you can put in a form. I see that there are some forms here already. I don't know if you made those ones, but the point is, and perhaps you've already looked at this, but this is what I've made. So if I'm going to click on a card, you know what? I'll just show you. It's probably easier that way. If I'm going to click on a baby card to buy, I'll be prompted to fill out that form. So, and this solves a lot of the problems here. So just take a look here. I'll select my postage, and when I go to add to cart, I'm prompted right away. Do you want to send this card on your behalf? Yes, I do. If it's no, continue to the cart button at the bottom. So this is what I would test out with people. Are people going to do this? Do they read this line, or do they skip over it and just start filling things in? Because people do that sometimes. So this is what I would test out. If they read that line, great. Even if they fill it all in, yeah, they're doing a little bit of extra work, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So let's say yes, though. I'm going to fill in the recipient's name, the message, the print. Can't put pictures in there right now, but I was thinking you could put pictures somewhere else. So it is possible to put pictures under here somewhere in the additional info. So you can put those pictures of the writing. What are they called here? right, send on my behalf, right here. So you can put these italics in there, those handwriting styles, right in the bottom. So let's go back. Add to cart. So you got recipient's name, where's your message, the print, the recipient's info that is needed. We can update this. This isn't all of it, but I just want to see if this would work. So now, once I fill this in, that's great. So that form will be submitted to you guys. You'll be able to see where they want it sent to, which is perfect. And then I have it here as well. So when continuing to use shopping cart, please enter your recipient's shipping information. Now, we could take all this shipping info away, and they could hit add to cart. And then, obviously, as you know, this solves the problem of multiple items in the cart. So we can have multiple items in the cart. Let's pretend this is filled out, okay? I put in my recipient's shipping info. Great. Now, as a consumer, I would expect, okay, you got my shipping info. Great. I don't have to fill that in again. Unfortunately, the way this is set up right now, you would have to fill it in again. Now, is this a big deal? I don't think so, personally. But you'll have to see how people respond to this. Now, if they have to fill it in again, yeah, it's more work to buy the card. But it's pretty quick. So, and you'll have to see, will they fill it in with their own information or with the recipient's information? Now, we could take the shipping info off the form, but then I think you'll need a little instruction in the shipping info here. Hey, if we're sending it on your behalf, please fill this out with your recipient's info. Basically, we can talk about that. We can figure that out. I think there's a way to get around that. Now, go shipping info, payment, review, and purchase, the usual. So basically, this offers, if we really dig into this, and what you really wanted in the first place, let's take a look. So buy one card under service one. With that form on your website, you can do that. That's the usual. Buy one card under service two. So that's the recipient info. So with that form on your website, you can do that. Buy one card of a service type. You can definitely do that. Buy one card of various service types. You can definitely do that on your website right now. Now, you can't do it all at once. You'd have to put one item in your cart and go back, select another item, go through the form again, and go back. But that's pretty typical of most e-commerce sites. You put an item in your cart, you might fill out a little extra information, and then you continue shopping. You might pick another card, fill out the information again. Now, when you have, if you get to the point where you have a developer, you would want to just have them have a profile, and I could put my recipients in my profile, and then it automatically just puts my recipient info for each card. I just have to buy the card, add recipient Steve, and it puts in their info right away. So that would be the next step to your website, but I think what you have here is pretty good, because getting websites developed can be quite expensive. So basically what we have is, where was I here? So we can do all these things, and it can act just on Squarespace. Now what I would have to do is basically add the forms for each of these. So add the forms for each of your card categories. That'll probably take a couple hours, but I got a couple hours left, and that's no big deal. So, but this is a lot different than what you originally thought and what you originally wanted. So I don't know if you've explored this route before, but let's talk about it. Let's see what you think. Personally, and from my experience with Typeform, and looking at all the options that are available that you would have to put into Typeform, it's too much. So I think this is a good alternative, and it will last you until you decide on having a developer redo the site. So I think that's good. Let's talk about it and see where we can go from there.